Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joanna Leaves and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my October favorites video. Okay, so for this month's favorites, I decided I wanted to do them combined, so both Hoya and general collection, just because I figured A, it would be easier, and then B, I mean, let me know in the comments. I didn't know if it would get repetitive having like two separate favorites at the end of the month as two separate videos, especially given that they be posted on two separate days. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But it felt like it might be just easier on my heart and soul for me to have them all together. So just as like an overall monthly favorites recap, etc. I may like in some months when I have more than just the 5 Hoyas, I might actually just do like a full Hoya video. But for the most part, I'm thinking that in this little season of time, based off of like the time that it takes to edit both of those videos, it might be easier for me to just do them all in one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the favorites for today. And actually, just because that's how I'm feeling and because I've been doing a lot of Hoya content, I am gonna start off with my Hoyas. Okay, so the first Hoya that I have as a favorite for this month is actually my Hoya Michelle. So I really like this Hoya. When I ordered it, I didn't even realize when I was ordering it just how big the leaves are gonna be, but I did like the venation. I got this from Gabriella Plants, and when I got it, it had gone through some things, so I had to chop off a ton of it. And now, as you can see at the top, it's finally giving me a vine. I'm really excited that I'm actually finally getting a vine because I want to see what the plant is going to continue to grow like. Yeah, the focus took mad long, but we move. Y'all understand, y'all get the picture. I really love these big leaves, but this month in particular, the reason that this made it into my favorites and that I keep looking at it is because now that it has a vine, I am just like deeply anticipating a new leaf. Also, the vine made it through that huge kerfuffle that I had with my Hoya, where I essentially sprayed them with neem oil and then directly after sprayed them with sulfur and had to literally scrub the leaves off. And the vine made it through that. All I did was rinse it off and it made it through. So I'm really excited about this Hoya and I can't wait to see it like take over the trellis with just these large thick leaves with that cool veination. I know that a lot of times when people look at the veining of Hoya, they're looking for dark green, but I love this little, like you see the light veination that kind of gives it like texture to the plant. I really like that. Like it's most apparent. Look at this one here. You could kind of see that the veins are raising up a little bit, and I really love that. So this is one of the Hoya that is bringing me excitement and joy right now of my many Hoyas. Another Hoya that I've really been enjoying looking at this month has been my Hoya Sulaesi. I just really love this freaking plant. But this is the newest leaf that I've gotten on the plant. So context, these 2 leaves here, I got them, but then I had to start the plant over. It rooted very well. It made it out of the prop bin pretty quickly. It's done its big one inside of this mix that I have. And this newest leaf is just so freaking beautiful. Look at the texture on it. Like you can, it's raised, it's bumpy. It is phenomenal. And like the lightning looking veination going through it. Oh, I love this. And it's still kind of reddish. I don't know if it's because it's sun stressing. I don't know what's happening, but I do know I love this. And I'm excited to see more leaves like this one continue to come out. This has just been like catching my eye. Like when I go over to my Hoya shelves, I'm like, ooh, let me get a look at that. I like that right there. And I've just been enjoying myself looking at it. So I wanted to include it in this favorites. I will say that I hope that it puts out a new vine soon because the vine did shrivel away. That could have been because of what I had to do in terms of like I sprayed it with the... Look, any L's that my Hoyas are taking right now weren't happening before that debacle. So I'm assuming that some of them had to go through some things, you know, after I put it through some things. But this is looking very nice and I'm really enjoying looking at it. So I just wanted to share because it's very cute. Like getting up on it one more time, like this is so nice. I just love it. I also like that these 2 leaves were really long, and when I had looked up the Sulaesi and even the image that they had shared, they weren't leaves that were like long like this. So I appreciate that it's going back to like its more round nature, and I wonder what caused the leaves to be long. I'm wondering if maybe it was in lower light conditions, or maybe lower light conditions caused this. I don't know, but this can't be from lower light conditions, because this actually grew while it was underneath my, well, it was on my cabinets back when I had the brighter lights before I shorted them out. Yeah, I did short them lights out. Oh my God, I need to stop saying that, but it did happen. But yeah, I just really enjoy the look of this leaf. I mean, I'm a yapper, so I could sit here yapping about this plant endlessly, and I just want to hold it because I just really like it. I'm really enjoying it, and it's actually giving me exactly what I wanted to. Oh, every time I talk about this plant, I always want to mention this. I got this one because it reminded me of the UPT textured veins, which is actually a latifolia, I guess like a mutant or something like that happened with it. This, a mutation that happened with it. I mean, not a mutant, oh my God. But this reminds me of that one, and I just couldn't, I'm not there to buy that one yet. The texture veins, it's a wish list. It's a wish list. I don't have a written wish list, but in my mind, it's on there. And I know in my head, it's on like the unobtainable right now, because I can't bring my heart to do it, but I will admire it in people's collections, and I do like it. But this kind of reminded me of that. So that's why I got it, because it has similar features. The next one that I have to include is my banger upon bangers of bangers. I always call this one a banger because that's exactly what she is. And that is my Hoya pubicalyx splash. I mean, look, we don't even got to talk about it. Just keep looking at it. Look how she look at her. Look at the splashing on that. That's real nice. Oh yes, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. I really enjoy damn near everything about this plant. It's just so beautiful. It grows quickly, it branches. There's always a new leaf. There's always something good to enjoy. And every time I have a moment to take it into my hands, I fall back in love with it. Even if I don't notice it for like a couple weeks, like I'm just watering it, every now and then when I actually take the time to sit and look, I'm like, damn, but that is nice. You know what I mean? Like, and right now, these leaves right here, where they at? Okay. Peep that. You see these new leaves right here? Look at how long this leaf is. Look at the length of these new leaves. Like, look at them. I didn't even know they could get like that. That's just very nice for me. It's everything I need. And in October, I have found myself staring. And I've been consistently making myself go through my collection and get rid of any plants that aren't sparking joy, or prepared to list any plants that aren't sparking joy but look too good and are way too healthy for me to just get rid of. So yeah, I've never looked at this and been like, should I get rid of it? I'm always like, yeah, hell no, this is too nice. So I had to include it on the favorites, because how can she be doing it great, doing it big for people like me, and me not sharing her excessively on the channel? Okay, so Hoya number 4. This is none other than my Hoya Arena AH015. Oh yes, this leaf is always gonna be why I love this plant. But the reason she showed back up, when I had this plant and the first leaf that it put out, it didn't put out a vine with it. It just gave me a new leaf. I said, fair enough. I guess it replaced a spot where a leaf used to be. Fair enough. What am I gonna be mad at? I'm not gonna be mad. So yeah, go ahead, give me a new leaf. Then we over here with it, it gave me another new leaf, which is this one right here. Okay, I said, we gonna get anything else? Like, what's going on? Sat there for a minute. Eventually, boom, a vine came out. And this vine came out so quickly. I mean, literally in a matter of weeks, I had this long tendril, right? It's not a tendril, a long vine. Sorry to the Hoya community, but this long vine that came out, sensational. Now we have a new leaf. This one is still soft, which means it's gonna keep expanding. Let me actually bring y'all up on the new leaf. Oh yeah, that's real nice. And if y'all watch my channel, you already seen this new leaf, and I apologize that you gotta keep seeing it, but it's very nice. So I have to put this on here because, one, we got a new leaf with a vine. That's thrilling. And also because this was a Hoya that sparked, like, in terms of me just falling into down the rabbit hole, rolling down, tumbling down the rabbit hole of like the veiny Hoyas, but like the large leaf veiny Hoyas, you know what I mean? This was the one that did it. I said, oh, I didn't know that I would really, ooh, this is really nice. Fell down the rabbit hole bad. And now that this one is growing, I'm just kind of like, wow, back to my roots. And it's giving me a new leaf down here as well, which is thrilling. So there are multiple places where it can keep doing its thing. I'm very happy to say that she has been doing well. The vine has not died off after I trellised it, which I love to see. And I'm just excited about this plant overall. I'm just so excited because from what I'm telling, there's gonna be another leaf here. There are gonna be leaves on this node over here. So that's gonna fill out. So essentially I'm thinking in the next like 2 months, this side will be filled out at the very least, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully the vine keeps going. But you know, it's getting colder. We don't know what's gonna happen, but I just had to share because I love this plant. All right, and finally, Hoya number 5. If you watched my Hoya collection video, then I told y'all was finna see this plant in my favorites video. I am in love with this leaf right here, this one. Look at that, see that wrinkly? Ooh, yeah, I love this. This is the Hoya Imperialis. Y'all just gotta get up on the fact that this leaf right here, the ruffling, this is the reason. When they say, what was the reason? Where's Cardi B? But this is the reason right here. This is real nice. That said, I also appreciate just how quickly it's growing and the nodes being for the most part, stacked upon each other. They are starting, the internodal spacing is starting to increase, which in my collection video, I mentioned that I'm gonna essentially like stake it up. I filmed that collection, the part 2 today. So it didn't happen yet, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to stake it up and see if that helps with it, essentially like reducing the internodal spacing, because I feel like if it thinks that it's climbing up something, it will decrease the internodal spacing, versus right now I think it's looking for something to latch onto in a way. So that's my plan with this one here. Okay, all right, so shifting gears from the Hoyas, the rest of the plants in this video are going to be non-Hoyas. And they're not all even from one genus, but they're just plants that I'm really enjoying and I'm excited about for various reasons. Some of them aren't gonna look their absolute best, but I still am really happy about them. So starting with one that doesn't look its absolute best, but I love it. This is my Maranta Lemon Lime. So I just absolutely love this plant. I absolutely do. She is a good looker, a sensational one. I'm excited because also finally on the backside, she's putting out some vines that are going this way. I said some vines, I guess it's a vine. I don't know. She's one of the plants in the pot is coming out this way, which I appreciate. Because the rest of them are all kind of coming towards the front, but I don't want her to look bald-headed. So I think that like if I could, one thing I would do is add an additional vine in the pot because there aren't that many and I do have them kind of all trailing one way. If I turn them with different ways, it would look a little bit better. But that said, I just love this plant. She is very stunning. She is not in her best condition for me right now. I don't know what I did. Maybe I missed the watering. I can't even remember. Honestly, I really can't because the more she roots, the more confusing it gets in terms of like her watering needs, because now the pot itself is perpetually heavy and she is potted into Molly's aeroid mix for the most part. So that's a really like airy mix. When I pick up other plants that are potted in that same mix, they don't feel heavy. So I am thinking to just like let her be a little bit. I don't know if I need to be overdoing it with the water. I just kind of look into the substrate, and if the substrate is looking dry is when I give her some. I don't see any of those big, I don't see any of those, what you call it? The little, the rhizomes. I don't see any of the rhizomes underneath that I saw in the silver band, Maranta silver band. I used to have another one, but I don't see any of those. But I just love this plant, and every time I look at it, I'm like, damn, that's real nice. I truly could not imagine my collection without this plant. It is one of the first plants I got when I started getting into the collection side or the hobbyist side versus just like a person that likes a few plants around the house. When I got into y'all see what I got going on. When I got into this era is when I actually first got this one, and I was deeply in love. I thought everyone's Maranta was sensational, and when I opened the box and got it in the mail, I remember opening it and being like, this is even better than I could have imagined, right? Because I didn't even know that it was gonna be textured. So looking at it, it don't even look real. This is one of those plants where it's always gonna be stunning because you're always gonna look at it and be like, wow, this is what nature be out here doing. And that's kind of how I look at this plant. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I see it is, this is really out here in nature. Wow. Okay, this next one, I'm praying that this isn't gonna jinx me. But this one, I had to come out here. I had to come out here and bring her on the screen because I can't even believe I did this. This is my Alocasia poly. The light is hella bright on her right now. She can't even have her moment. She can't even have her little 30 seconds of fame. Okay, but look at her. Look at that. Yeah, that's real nice. I love it. So listen, lore for me, I'm not good with Alocasia. Actually, I don't even want to say it like that. I used to have an Alocasia. I still have one. I restarted from corn. I had an Alocasia pink dragon and it was stunning. It was beautiful. I don't know what the hell happened to it. Every leaf died off. I think I started learning about Alocasia dormancy. But then hear me out. Other people are not experiencing winter dormancy in their homes where they're controlling the temperature, the heat, etc. So I said to myself, self, why the hell did your plant just go downhill? I'm wondering if it was the temperature per se, because it was closer to a window. I don't know. But that said, I was just so excited, okay? To remind you, I got the plant and the leaves was on this size right here. This is the size of the leaves, you feel me? And look at where we are. Woohoo! I gotta keep that in. I have to keep that in. See how I said I wasn't trying to jinx it, and then the plant gonna try to fall out my hand, and then the plant gonna fall down, and then I'm gonna have no leaves on the Alocasia, and I'm gonna go back to saying I'm bad at Alocasia. I'm gonna put this plant down. I'm gonna put this plant down. I just wanted to say, I have been growing this plant so well recently. I'm so proud of myself. The only thing that I've changed is keeping it consistently moist. I do not let this Alocasia have a dry cycle. I don't know if that's the advice I'm giving to everyone. I'm telling you what I do in my house. At this current juncture, when it comes to Alocasia, there's no advice that I have. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what's working for me. And in my house with this Alocasia, never letting it dry out. Never, ever, never, ever, never. I literally have it in a very dense mix. I water it when the top looks a little bit dry. So for example, if you see the top of this right now, if I felt frisky right now, I would water it. I picked it up and it feels a little heavy, so I might let her rock. But I normally, I just look at the pot and I'll be like, add a little water to it. So probably in like a day or two, I will give this plant water. Like I absolutely will. I want it to be consistently moist. Okay, this is another Alocasia. She's not looking as beautiful as the last one, but this is my scalprum. Okay, peep the, this is the new leaf. Get up on that. This one is nice and thick. The last few, they didn't come, they came with the plant. This one feels so freaking thick. It is beautiful. It is sensational. I used to literally pray for times like this. Oh my God. Now, I took advice. I listened. I took advice and I listened, and I potted this plant into a tree fern mix instead of just a cocoa mix. I put it into a nice, dense, chunky-ish tree fern mix. I said dense, and that's a lie. I put it into a nice tree fern mix, okay? She is currently moist. I have struggled a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you. Ooh. Okay, wait, let me actually show you what all the leaves look like, because actually, for the most part, it doesn't look bad. It has some yellowing tips, but that's because I have struggled a little bit with the self-watering and the substrate to know, like, when do you water it? Because I don't think I want to keep a consistent reservoir, not because I don't want it to not because I want it to dry out, but because I think, not the lighting just changed like that. But yeah, not because I want it to dry out, but because I don't want it to get muddy. So essentially what I've been doing is this right now, I watered it, it's heavy. So I'm gonna kind of wait when the top of the soil is looking a bit more dry, is when I will add some water to the bottom of the reservoir. I have noticed, because like whenever I fill the reservoir, or whatever, like whenever I fill the reservoir, it empties very quickly. I think it's because this reservoir is very shallow. Like this reservoir is shallow as hell, and I don't have any interest in watering plants every day. I will never be doing that. The minute a plant get into that category, hell no, I'm not doing that. instead of just like, what you call it, filling the reservoir, like once a weekish, or when I see that the top is like dry and starting to look like it's drying out, I would water it and let any excess stay in the bottom for it to soak it back up so that it stays moist. But what I want to do is let the reservoir go dry, but also let this dry down a little bit as well. And instead of the plant like having that consistent access, I don't know. Doing that has also made it so that this leaf hasn't damaged at all, as it unfurled as a nice, beautiful one, even with the back. Oh, I have fun. Yo, you know when they be saying we made it? That's how I feel right now. Is we really made it. We really made it. That's nice as hell. I love this. I love this so bad. I love this. Y'all know I love a dark leaf. Y'all know I love a dark leaf. I love a dark leaf. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. And y'all will be seeing this plant. Y'all will be seeing this plant more. Y'all will. If it keep going like this, I'm gonna show up like Unplanned Parenthood with the scalpel regularly. Y'all not even, you don't even gotta worry about me for real. You do not have to worry about me. All right, the next plant I have is my Syngonium mojito. I don't even know if this plant has ever been on my channel. Like, as I'm sitting here thinking, I truly cannot recall, but this plant is so pretty. Look at her, she is gorgeous. Stop shaking so they can focus on you, girl. That's real nice. That's so nice. I love this plant. It has grown tremendously for me. I do know I need to put a stake in the pot because it's like struggling to, it's struggling to stand up right now. So I know I need to put a stake in the pot to hold it up. That might help it with growing, etc., etc. I just love the plant, and I really love how large this leaf has become from what they used to look like down here. That's real nice. Look at this. Get up on this one right here. Ooh. But then you see this where it came from, size-wise. That's looking, I freaking love this plant. I know that eventually, I think it starts to go into like a lobed, like the 3 lobes, etc. And I'm honestly fine with it doing that. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think I'll ever put it on a moss pole, so hopefully it won't actually get to that 3-lobe era. But I do think I wanna see what it looks like, because people be saying they don't like it, but what if I like it in my house, like once I see it? So I do think that I might let it do that. But this plant is one that, I look at regularly. Every day. She is literally front and center next to my begonia section, and I just really love this plant. I love the little variegation, nice and what they say, mottled. Nah, but it's real nice. I also I think I'm realizing something too with plants. I do often tend to like green on green variegation more than like the cream variegation. I don't know, the cream, white, etc. Only because when it start going white and cream, that's when you start worrying about it's browning in them areas. I just had to show this one because this one is so very nice. Like, wow, get up on that. And like, this leaf is actually type big. Hold on. And you gotta put the hand for comparison. Yeah, it's type big. It's actually getting kind of nice, you know what I mean? So I just had to include this. I had to include this, and I need to put the stake in because as I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, wait. She is holding on for dear life. I don't know how she's standing up right now. But yes, my Syngonium mojito. Okay, this next one that I have is my begonia. I believe you pronounce it acetosa. I love this plant with every part of my little being. This is real nice. If you just look at this leaf right here, you'll understand. You'll understand. Look at the little, like, what do they call that? The sinus? Ooh. That's very nice. Look at that. Ooh, that's very nice. And you can see the little hairs. You can actually see the little hairs on this one. It's soft and it literally feels like a plushie. I love it so bad. So, okay, so let me give you the lore on this plant right here. So when I got this plant, I unboxed it. Literally all the leaves bar one had to be cut off. I think I've said this before. I do not have the strength nor the heart anymore. If the plant comes and I think I can make it through, I ain't saying nothing no more to people. I don't want to say anything. I don't care. If it could survive, I'll move on. You know what I'm saying? I might be a little bit upset, but if it could survive, I'll move on. The only time I might say something is them 50 plus. Anything, not even 50 plus is even too high. I think if the plant is like 20 and under, I'm gonna move on. Even 30 and under, I'm gonna move on. But when the plants start being above $30, 30 to 50, 30 to 60, you do gotta, you know what I mean? You do gotta say a little something like. But anyway, this plant is fantastic. So she has bounced back so quickly, so readily, etc. All you're seeing right now is those few bigger leaves, right? Because I'm telling you, I cut it down. This was the only leaf that was here. It was literally this leaf right here. I grew 1, 2, wait, look, 1, 2, 3, but I'm sorry, excuse me, 4. I'm sorry, excuse me. Look at all them leaves at the bottom. That's really a reason that I love begonia, because they gonna come back, and they gonna come back quick. You do not have to worry about a begonia and having no leaves, for real. I got another begonia. I kept the begonia, the base of the begonia, Harmony's Legacy. Don't ask me why, but I'm looking at it now and she's coming back. She's actually, you know, sparking some joy for me. And quite literally, she was a stump. When I tell you she was one leaf on one side, I kept it, and the rest stumps. The side that has stumps sprouted multiple growth points. It's just growing. It's just doing its thing. You could not expect that from most other genera, bro. You really could not. You really, really couldn't. They would not do that, which is why begonia are, you know, they on the top up there. I told y'all, I feel like I've said this before. My favorite, I can't even, it's rotating. I love begonias. I love Hoyas. I love philodendron. And I absolutely love Anthurium. I will say though, for a fact, in terms of the easiest in my collection, the easiest genera of plant in my collection is begonias. Obviously, they're gonna have some that's a bit, you know, more tough, but it's the same thing with every genus. I feel like people will think about like the begonia, terrarium begonias. People will look at those and be like, I love that, and they want to buy it. That's gonna be hard. Are you going to have a sealed terrarium that can take care of itself? Because in that case, sure, you'll be able to like grow those begonia well and look at them and enjoy them. But if you're not planning to, or you're not interested in that vibe, then some of them are not going to be good. But for the most part, yeah, hell yeah. Y'all thought I was going to make it through the video without talking about some Anthurium? You was wrong. Period. Here I am. This Anthurium is my Magnificum X, which is my Magnificum crossed with no ID, open pollinated, I guess. This plant has been adjusting seamlessly to being in ambient conditions. I repeat, this Anthurium has adjusted seamlessly to being in ambient conditions. This leaf started looking busted and crusted while we were still in the greenhouse. This leaf is still, is it soft? It's kind of hardening off. This leaf is actually, it looks like the second leaf from an offset. I repeat, this is the leaf that came before that one, and this is the next one. Lovely size jump, also looking still beautiful. I think I do need to give this some water right after this, and so I will, because it's feeling a bit light. However, adjusting seamlessly to ambient conditions. I don't have to say anything else. That's why she on the favorites list. I mean, I love the plant. I already said I love the plant. I love everything about this plant. I love, especially in this leaf right here where it's starting to get puffy. I love that. This leaf right here is crisp. I love that. I love this plant. But the fact that I put it into ambient, I thought it's gonna crisp up. Hell nah. This plant look good. What I'm learning though is you just gotta keep it moist. So I do know when I do eventually repot this plant, I'm going to add a leca layer at the bottom, and then just have it sitting in another like container with a reservoir. So essentially I just fill the water right to where the leca is. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people do the deli cups thing. I might get those small the high-rise deli containers, like the little, you know what I'm talking about? The little containers, and I might have it sitting in that. That's gonna help me in terms of management. I have been doing a lot of different things that keep my collection more manageable. Yeah, but I think adding those things is just gonna make it a little bit easier to maintain the moisture, because sometimes you could literally, it depends on the week you're having, right? My ambient humidity fluctuates quite a bit. So sometimes it'll be 80% humidity up here, which is actually wild, but like it really could sit at like a 70%. And then right now it's 58% humidity. But I promise you, once I either water the plants or if it rains, the humidity is gonna go up. Do you know what I'm saying? So it all really depends. It's also already getting cold. The lows are in the 40s right now. So it's already cold. I have the heat on in here. So yeah, the temperature is currently 70 degrees and it is 58% room humidity. All that said, this plant is fantastic. It has really impressed me with the adjustment. I've been a bit frightened about transitioning Anthurium out into ambient conditions, especially because right now we're heading into winter and it's getting colder. So it's not like I transitioned it during the height of summer when my humidity up here was easily 70%, easily 80%. Like I literally didn't have to worry about humidity at all, always above 60. It was, the hygrometer was always like, it's moist. You get what I mean? So now that we're heading into the era where it's probably gonna be around 30 to 50% most of the time, I am excited that this one is doing well so far, especially because I think the humidity over here is typically a bit higher than it is in my office space. So I don't know, I'm just gonna keep listening to all the, what they say, the experts. I'm gonna keep listening to the experts, and I'm going to ensure that my, Anthuriums stay moist, that are in ambient humidity, specifically the ones that are not my clarinervium. And that's it, because that is the only other Anthurium that's not like yellowing and such, like the older leaves did, but the newer leaves are absolutely fine. So yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling okay, because also the Forgetii hybrid I have behind there this way, right here, she's doing okay. I do think that a part of the reason that she was crisping up and that she has her moments really does have to do with her drying out, especially when there is a new leaf. So I think me putting her into the much bigger pot that I put her into has been helping. And then also I have been staying on top of watering her, and I realized that like I'm not going to be able to run away from watering her more frequently unless I put some kind of catch tray thing at the bottom, which I actually did. So the next time what I'll be doing is watering her and allowing her to sit with that little reservoir of water, because baby, we can't just be out here, you know what I'm saying, watering a plant every other, we can't be doing that, we can't. But she is doing very well with my more increased watering, and this leaf didn't get that explosion of like cells bursting around the edges. It did get like a crisping patch, but that is an indication of underwatering, to be really honest with you. But this one, she's doing her big one. She's very resilient, so love that for me. All right, y'all, that is the end of this month's favorites videos. I hope that you all enjoyed seeing the plants that I've been enjoying this month, or that I enjoyed last month, because it's November when y'all seeing this. It's, what is it, November 2nd? It's a Sunday, child. All I know is it's a Sunday. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions or things that you want to see moving forward, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.